That did. I think well. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Real Talk with Brian Glaze Gibbs, Saturday, August 29th. Who's out there? Q&A. Q&A session. How everybody doing on this sensational Saturday? Hoping everybody is relaxed, taking it easy, and enjoying that four-letter word we call life. What I want to speak about is my deepest condolences to Chadwick Boseman. May his soul rest in peace and his spirit be lifted. My deepest regards to his wife, his family, friends, fans. It's like death, man. It's like the day that we're born is the day that we start to die. And nobody didn't know this individual was sick for the most part. A lot of people didn't know that. And when you go through something of that magnitude, you want to do it in private. The less people know about your business at time, the better off you are. You don't want that sympathy that, you don't get me wrong, you want sympathy, but then again, it's like, what can people do? It's like, why tell people your problem when there's nothing they can do about it? It's not like they can come up with a special cure for cancer. It's not like they can come with that, that medicine or give you some type of empowerment, encouragement to keep your hopes alive. It's like sometimes when you're battling certain things, you want to battle it with your family. You just want to, live out your dying days. So to me, once again, rest in peace. Like, folks, anyone that's out there and you got a loved one or you got a friend that you had a disagreement with, you know what? This is the moment. Regardless how deep it was, sometimes you just got to let go and let God. And that's what we have to learn to do. Stop holding grudges. Some of you is going against one another, not speaking, and you probably don't even really remember the real reason why you stopped speaking in the first place. So when you sit back and you think about it, let it go. Temper is what gets us into trouble. Pride is what keeps us there. And don't get me wrong, I got a few people that I have to go back and I have to apologize to and ask for forgiveness. And you know what? Try to rebuild that relationship. And sometimes, what you can do is once you put your best foot forward and you are sincere in your approach and you just allow it to go from there. But don't let somebody that you love, that somebody that you care about, somebody that you had a good bond with, don't let it continue. If you can squash it, if you can come to some type of positive agreement and move on, let's move on. Let's have a clean and healthy mind. Let's let it all go. You know what? When you keep stuff inside, it's destroy you. You keep all that negative, all that anger, it destroys you. We're better than that, people. Let go and let God. What's going on? What's going on? Like I'm saying, once again, for those of you who are joining me for the very first time, my name is Brian Glaze Gibbs, and my story is my ministry. It's like, I speak about it a lot. Check out my YouTube channel, Brian Glaze Gibbs. Subscribe, hit the like button. Anyone that is interested, I do have 2 audiobooks that's out, Straight from the Street, Volume 1, Straight from the Street, Volume 2, that you can order it on www.audible.com. Also got this book right here, Beyond Lucky, the Brian Glaze Gibbs story, a true story of change and redemption. If I can change, anybody can change, okay? Anybody can change. Come back with that comment. In order to order that, what I need you to do is email me, Brian, BRIAN, Gibbs, 1201 at yahoo.com. Order your copy. Order your signed copy. Hey, what I talk about in this book, the good, the bad, and the ugly. You're going to have laughter. You're going to hear crying. You're going to have rejoice. You're going to have redemption, change. You're going to have everything. You name it, it's in here. This is a blueprint that if utilized correctly, it will keep our children, your children, our great-great-grandchildren out that penal, out the penitentiary. But anyway, as I was telling you, as I'm building up my channel, the Brian Glaze Gibbs channel, I'm open. It's like what I'm going to talk about each and everything that's out there. Social injustice, like all the problem that's out there. What as we as a whole that we can do as a people? How do we get along? How do we put aside our differences? Like to me, I was blessed. I was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. Brooklyn, New York is the big diversity pot. As a kid, you grew up with every nationality. And back then, when you grew up in Brooklyn, people was people. Did we have racism? You're always gonna have racism. Did you have prejudice? You're always gonna have prejudice. Why? Because you still have prejudice among our own nationality, black on black. So the difference is, how do we as people love and respect one another? This is my philosophy. You don't have to like me, I don't have to like you. But if I respect you and you respect me, guess what? Sometimes that normally turn into some type of bond, some type of friendship. Why are you gonna go around provoking people? Right now, you don't like me because I don't have no hair. Or you don't like the way that, my voice, my speaking pattern. Or you don't like me because I'm from New York and you're from Kentucky. What difference does that make? Like, sit back and think about it. Even years ago, when you used to hear things about West Coast, East Coast, the rappers and people from the East Coast don't like the West Coast, people from the West Coast don't like the East Coast, when it really boiled down to, like, where do our parent migrated from? Most of the parents, our parent, our grandparent, our great-great-grandparent, they migrated from the South. They migrated from Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia. They migrated from all these states. And where did they go? They went to California. They went to Chicago. They went to New York. They went to Detroit. So when you sit back and think about it, all of us, it's nothing but a bunch of what? Don't take me wrong, country bunking. Because once again, that's where our family came from. Our family came from the South and they migrated to these different geographical area. And yet and still we want to fight against each other, East Coast versus West Coast. Come on, we're better than that. And that's what we have to do, and that's what we have to learn to do. Mike Jones, South Carolina, South Kakalaki all day, man. I had to butt for both worlds, man. I used to go to New York for school, come back to South Carolina for summer vacation, man. Love it, man, love it. Q&A, what's the Q&A? What's the question that people have out there? I'm open. I'm awake, I'm live, I'm ready to go. Let's rock and roll. Let me see what is out there. Every time you turn on the news, you're seeing this, like the crime rate. The crime rate is very high. High. And as I say, I was once the problem. Now I'm seeking to be part of the solution. What can I do to help change people's mindset, to help the younger generation to understand that, the street is for suckers, man. You know what I'm saying? Divine Rights, what's up, my brother? The street is for suckers. The street is for a lazy man. Everybody want to get over. Get over for what? Get out there. Get out there, apply yourself. Something that me and my niece been working on. Mike Jones, what happened to the web guy that was the boss you ran in Virginia, man? Like I say right now, alive and well, man. He's alive and well, man. Something that my niece say. And, sometimes more wise man seek knowledge from the cradle to the grave, and you can learn from the younger folks. My niece used to always tell me, you got your page. Build your page. Stop going on other people's platform. Build your own platform. It's your life. It's your story. Put it out there. Sometimes you have to crawl before you can walk. And you know what? I'm just listening to her or whatever. And she kept that torch burning under my rear end. And then something else recently that just struck. She came at me and said, here it is. If you can put in 40 hours at a job, if you can go clock in at a job, 9 to 5, 10 to 6, 11 to 7, why can't you give yourself 40 hours? Why can't you give yourself 40 hours into your project, into your channel, into everything that you want to do? And I thought about that. Wow, you're right. If I'm made to be dedicated to a company to make a check, to make a livelihood, I should be just that diligently and dedicated to put and invest time back into yourself. And you know what? I challenge each and every one of you to do the same thing. Whatever, follow your dream, follow your passion. You know what? If you want to open up a hair salon, If you want to cut hair, if you want to open up a catering service because you can cook real good, if you want to open up a landscaping business, if you want to open up a trucking company, if you want to open up a fast food restaurant, get a franchise, whatever you want to do. If you want to sell, clothes, jewelry, listen, take the time, man. With the smartphone, with Google and everything out there, you can go in there and type how do I open up my own business? How do I open up or become part of a franchise? How do I open up, a used car lot? It's out there. How do I open up or become an owner of a landscaping business? Here it is right now. It come from here, up top. It's a thought. Take that thought that arrived here, because you're going to get plenty of thoughts that come up here, and start writing it down. You know what I'm saying? 1, 2, 3, 4 steps. And you know what? And start investigating. Start putting in the homework. Start putting the blood, sweat, and tears till you can get into the business or get a business plan and put all that stuff into effect. God helped those that help themselves. And what my niece was telling me, she said, look, uncle, we can do this. And here it is. That's what she's been doing. She's been working with me, helping me, lighting that torch. Sometime right now, I stay up till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, knowing I get up in the morning to go to work the next day. Frederick FB Blue. Peace. Peace, man. Peace. Thanks for joining in, man. Hey, I'm trying to do a Q&A. Anybody interested? Send me some questions. Let's answer it. I got some time. But that's what it is, everybody. What we have to do, learn how to invest in ourselves. Learn how to, that's what's up, my boy. You doing writing things down now. Okay. But that's what we got to do, Mike Jones. We have to invest into ourselves. We have to build our own foundation, establish our own company. It's out there. It's going to take hard work. Troy Wise, love listening to you, bro. Hey, Troy, thank you, brother. Thank you, man. But that's what we have to do. Like, believe in you. Believe in ourselves. The Bible say, man, don't. Bible say, man, don't eat. All right, man. The real Harlem Money. What's up, man? How you doing, man? How you doing? Hey, yeah, but that's what it's all about. Me, like I told you, I used to be part of the problem, but now I'm seeking to be part of the solution. And when you're young, you think you know it all. Nobody can't tell you anything. And as you get older, what you start realizing, life is common sense, man. It's a lot of things. If you break it down to the lowest term possible, it's really common sense. And if you follow the basic principle and use your common sense, 9 out of 10, you're going to come up with the right answer. 9 out of 10, you're going to be able to solve that problem before it even become a problem. But what you have to do is you have to take your time and, don't overthink the situation. I think that's when you're taking a test and you got multiple choice. And what we're doing is we overthinking the situation opposed to going to the answer that makes sense. Bless Gaze, I bought your book already. How can I get a signed copy of it? Hey, man, listen, if you want a signed copy, email me. Email me right now, Brian, BrianGibbs 1201 at yahoo.com. You said, yo, was you cool with Mecca? You know what, Mecca Audio, I don't know Mecca Audio. I see a few things that he's out there doing. The brother just came home doing 26 years. Shout out to him. He doing his thing. I'm impressed because once again, right now, he come out that gate running, man. And he got a lot of positive things going on. So salute to Mecca Audio. Yeah. But anyway, as I was saying, man, listen, man, life is life. Life is what we make it. When you ever move out of New York, man. Hey, listen, GG, I don't live in New York. I've been left New York, man. I left New York 1988. I left New York. I visit New York a lot, but I left it alone. I left the big red polluted apple alone. Like they said, if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. And don't get me wrong, there's no place like New York. But as you get older, man, you enjoy the fresh air. You enjoy the space. You enjoy, being somewhere else other than New York. That's it. Hey, but anyway, as some of the things I was saying, like follow me, check out my page, Glaze Woods. You into bike, life, motorcycle. True School 1977. No, I hate bikes, man. You know what? My crew, I bought my guys some bikes, but nah, I was not a bike guy. Nah, that's not me, man. Bikes, no type of dirt bike, motorcycle, none of that, man. Do you know Lloyd Daniels? You know what? Frederick F.B. Blue, I don't know Lord Daniel. I think they just call him Sweet Pea. I think he was a basketball player out of Queens, if I'm not mistaken. Favorite card back in the days. My favorite card back in the days, I had to say, you know what? Was my Seville or my Volvo, man. Or Cherokee, BM. I don't know. It's, you know, like I told you right now, long as that car got you from point A to point B and it was decked out, it was all right with me. You know, it was all right with me. Um, but anyway, guys, listen. Here it is. Thank you for joining in. And what I want is to establish a time that we can all come together and that look, powwow. Did you ever meet Tyson? Yeah, in passing. I did meet Mike Tyson in passing, Divine Righteous. Yeah, Money Mike, man. You know the crazy part, the first time I ever meet Mike, well, you consider working with the rapper 50 Cent having a show series or movie done in your life. Most definitely, most definitely. It's 50 Cent and anybody that come at me is an option. Mike Tyson, I can remember the first time I met Mike Tyson, he came through Cypress, man. Now you gotta remember, Cypress is grimy, it's any and everything goes. So this guy, we see a Rolls Royce coming along, man. Everybody like, you know, getting in position, like who the hell is this? But here it is, when he came to Cypress, he was right. He had a few cats with him and they had like you know what I'm saying, machine gun out the, you know, out the side of the car. You know what I'm saying, letting you know that they was right or whatever. Glaze the Giant. Hey, Go CK, how you doing, man? How y'all doing? Yeah, but once again, okay, you ever thought about traveling to other city and having seminars, talk to live audience? You know what? That's the plan, man. I want to get into the speaking engagement. What kind of guy was Lou Hobbs, Mike? Hey, Lou Hobbs to me he was one of the cool dudes, man. I met Lou years ago, man. Lou, One Arm Monk, these brothers, they used to hang out at 4750th Street. 4750th Street in Manhattan was Diamond Exchange. All us guys from the 5 boroughs, when we used to rip people off for jewelry or hit houses and, you know, burglarizing and got a bunch of jewelry, everybody used to take all they stolen hot jewelry down to 4750th Street. And when we used to do that, we used to run into like the Lou Hobbs, the One Arm Monk, brothers, and so many other guys, man. Because once again, they was taking us to their guy. So despite they was getting their percentage off of what we brung down to them. So here it is right now, Wizard. We brung a bunch of jewelry down there and we got a couple $1,000. They got their cut. True School, were you cool with Ken New and Rash's son? You know what? I know them. I was more cool with Rash's son than Do. Yeah. Come on, bring in the question. Chinese guy named John. Yeah, John was the connect, man. John was connect. Rambo, favorite club in the 80s, man. You know what? Eclipse, Skate City, Red Parrot, you know, the Apollo. I would say the Zoo, man. The Zoo was in the 70s, and the Zoo was on, like, what's that? Nostrand and Atlantic. That was. We got. Anyway, like I say, I'm going live. This is the day is Saturday. Okay, there's a guy named Miss T spoke about on Infomon. She said his name, but I can't remember. She didn't want to speak on him, though. I'm going to try to find it. Yes, a few things. You know what? People just left it alone, man. People left certain names out because to protect the innocent, or sometimes people change their life. So when people change their life, guess what? They don't want their name to be mentioned and things that they did in the past. They want their past to continue to be left in the past. So a lot of times you'll see me, or, you know, if I speak about an incident or a situation or circumstance, I will respect certain people's privacy and don't mention their name. Hey, but anyway, like I was saying beforehand, guys, follow me, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Brian Glaze Gibbs. Is there any street dudes anywhere that can say Brian Glaze Gibbs snitching them? No, you will never find any street dude that come along. You know what, Petty, there? You're not going to find anybody that can come along and say Brian Glaze Gibbs snitched on them, Brian Glaze Gibbs testified against them, Brian Glaze Gibbs put them in jail. Did Brian Glaze Gibbs, made a deal? Yes. Look in the book. It's right here. It's right here. Order this book, Brian Gibbs 1201 at yahoo.com. Read it. There's nothing in here that's a secret. Did I make a deal? Yes. Did anybody get hurt by me making a deal? No. Okay? So, like now, trust me, as long as I've been on here, I saw a video Tracy Morgan mentioned. Yeah, Tracy Morgan mentioned me. What are your thoughts on how the future's going? You think technology will be our downfall? You know what? Technology is here to stay, and no, it won't be our downfall. I think if we utilize it right, guess what? It can be our upward. It can help us out big time. To me, right now, is I'm not tech savvy, but you learn a lot from it. I heard there's three types of dudes in the federal prison. Okay, tell me the three types of dudes in the federal prison. Okay. We talking to the truth here. This is Glaze Gibbs, guys. Rapper used to want to be. You know what? Like I told you right now, whereas rapper want to be gangster, gangster want to be make fast money and quit that life. It's a true fat cat really want to keep Pappy at arm distance away from himself and crew. You know what? As time went on, it became true, but it was already too late. So that's why he kind of gave Pappy his own group and organization. You know, sometime right now, whereas what you got to look at, Pappy is a strong-minded individual, and he's very militant. So he's a lot of times opposed to him acting off of intellect, he act off emotion. One, those who told. Two, those who wish they told. Three, those who had no one to tell on. Hey, you can be right, man. 1, 2, and 3, man. 1, 2, and 3. You can be right, yeah. But Pappy was strong-minded, militant, you know, same mindset. Always, you know, hate the police. Always fought against the police. Mr. Glaze, what past is through the? I'm sure you have done much in the past for which you regret and make you voice more credible. Salute. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But as Pappy and Cat just like kind of gave Pappy his own group and organization, and kind of, you know, he was on his own. So what he tried to do is separate it, but he was still part of Cat. Yeah. Can you tell us anything about the Preacher Crew, Guy Malik? You know what? I didn't know the Preacher Crew. I just know and heard story from being away. I just know they were some dangerous individual. And even right now, like I always tell my guys, listen, to be on point, because I'm not there no more. And to me, you know, if anybody come around, guess what? It's like, you know, protect yourself. Shoot first, ask question later. Because those are the type of cats, if they got the drop on you, chances are you wasn't coming back. They was going to rob you. They was going to kidnap you and get everything they can get, and you was not going to be released. They were not going to see you again. So that's it. Hey, but anyway, everybody, listen here. Anybody interested? Follow me on my YouTube channel. Did you have any dealing with Prince Miller? Yes, I did have dealing with Prince Miller. Prince is a good guy, man. What was the most dangerous part of Brooklyn? Flatbush, East New York, or Brownsville? All of them, man. All of them. Flatbush, you know what I'm saying? Flatbush, like years ago when I was coming up as a kid, man. You had a bunch of the Jamaican, the West Indian, the Panamanians, you know, the Caribbean island over there, and they was always shooting up everything, man. So Flatbush was always on the map, man, when it came down to that. That's an area that, guess what, when you go there, you definitely walk with all eyes open and always being aware of your surroundings, because Flatbush was a hot area, you know. A lot of, you know, you done heard a lot of story about Flatbush, man. And to me, I don't think a lot of stuff have been like made public knowledge, but it's out there. It's definitely out there. But once again, as I was saying, look, guys, life is life, man. Enjoy life. Take heed of life. Was OCIA trained Jamaican a big problem for you? You know what? No. For the most part right now, whereas me and a lot of guys, like the Jamaican guys, the West Indian guys, we was cool, man, for the most part. Guard, hey, Ghostly K, guard over everything. You're right, guard over everything. Listen, man, everybody, what we have to do is, guess what? Appreciate that 4-letter word we call life, Life. You know, tomorrow's not promised to us. You know, we here today, going tomorrow. And what we have to do is, even as, you know, I'm talking about people, period, especially black man, black woman. What we have to do is go to the doctor, get your exam, get your yearly exam. Don't be afraid. Don't be ashamed to go to the doctor. Go to the doctor and get yourself checked out. Because if you don't do it, then what? I'm saying a lot of things could be prevented. What we have to do is go to the doctor and get everything checked out. That's what it's all about. You know, to me, like, even right now, like, you know, I started off today, like, by extending my deepest condolences to Chadwick Boseman. You know, may it so rest in peace. You know, Wakanda forever. And when you sit back and think about it, that brother was fighting cancer for 4 years, man. Cancer for 4 years. And to me, like, you know, he had the symptom and he had cancer prior to that. It was a sign. But what we need to do is get ourselves checked out, as much as possible. If something's bothering you, if something's not bothering you, get your annual checked out. Don't be ashamed. Go to the doctor, get it checked out. You missed the New York Hustle, Mother Stone Stanza, Mike Jones. He was from South Carolina. Yeah, he was from South Carolina. His Fat Cat's still locked up. Yeah, Fat Cat is still locked up, man. He just got hit at the board, and even if he's released, he got to go down to Florida and do a 10-year bid down in Florida when he is released. So yeah, you guys sit back. Even Lorenzo Fat Cat Nichols. Let's talk about him. The man been in jail since 1985. Okay. Sit back and think about it. Most of you are probably online, not even 35 years old. But here it is. He became one of the largest players at the time. And he had a bunch of people under him, made millions. But he been in jail for 35 years. Was it worth it? You know what I'm saying? Was it worth it? So Fat Cat snitching still got time to go. Yeah, Fat Cat made a deal and he still got time to go. He was 285. Okay. Glaze, what happened? I was in the District of Columbia doing those wild time. Remember how, oh man, so you went off, man. The comment went off too fast. You was in District of Columbia, huh? Yeah, Washington, D.C. was hot. Yep, you're right, brother. Crime doesn't pay, man. Crime doesn't pay. You'd be better off getting a job from the beginning, man, retiring. You can retire from one job, turn around, have another job, and still live a decent livelihood, man. Have your own home, have your own car, man. Taking care of your family. That's sexy. If you wasn't arrested and sent to prison, how much bigger do you think you would have gotten on the drug game, or do you think you would have walked away from the game? You know what, man? I had the opportunity to walk away from the game when I was in the game. I was offered $40,000 to $50,000 a month to step off, and $10,000 to $20,000 a month, for pocket money, just to step off. And this was in my prime. But it's like, man, how can you step up when you're making $40,000 a day? You know what? Like, when my son was born, I was like kind of thinking and going back and forth that I want to leave the game. And it's just tough, man. It's like being in the game is like an addiction. It's almost like, being addicted to, you getting high, or you become an alcoholic. You're addicted. And that's the problem. You get caught up. But had I never got arrested back then, honestly speaking, based upon who I was, I think I would have been murdered. Why didn't I pull like Brooklyn dudes? Did they intimidate him? I can't answer that question why he didn't like Brooklyn dude. I don't think it was the fact that they intimidated him. I think he didn't trust them based upon, like he said in an interview, they was known, like Brooklyn was known. Yeah, Brooklyn was known for sticking you up. So just like, Manhattan was known for money making Manhattan. Bronx was known for, what was wrong? Like they burned the building down, and Brooklyn was known for like straight up stick up kids. So here it is. What I'm thinking is, in his mind, he didn't trust Brooklyn cats because most of them were stick up kids. So he was rather be safe than sorry. Yeah. Hey, but anyway, what I was telling y'all folks, man, look, here it is. How did you meet Hatchet? I grew up with his son. They was my next door neighbor. I met Hatchet at a club. We almost got into a beef that night when I met him. I met him at the Red Parrot. That's how I met Hatchet. Hey, but anyway, listen, everybody that's out there, enjoy that four-letter word, life. Love on your loved one. Don't take anything for granted. Do you consider Alpo a punk or a real killer, being that he never did his own work? You know what? Like I said right now, he's his own man. I don't consider him a punk. How is Pappy doing mentally down in ADX? Pappy's not in the ADX. Pappy is in let me see. He's in Allenwood. He's in Allenwood. From my understanding, I reached out to him probably about a year and a half, 2 years ago. I was trying to go see him, but I never got a response. And then I was hearing that they got him back on medication. He's heavily sedated, like you say, on that medication. So I don't think he's there. I don't think he's mentally all there. So, my prayers are with Pappy. Good dude. Love him like a brother, man. Anything I can do for the brother, it will be done. But anyway, right now, I want to thank everybody for joining me. Real Talk from the Street with Brian Glaze Gibbs on August 29th, 2020. Listen, I'm going to be doing more Q&A. Hit me up, guys. DM me. Follow me. Check out my page, Brian Glaze Gibbs. YouTube. Subscribe. Hit the like button for your signed copy of this book, Beyond Lucky, the Brian Glaze Gibbs story. A true story of change and redemption. Email me, Brian, BRIAN, Gibbs, GIBBS, 1201 at yahoo.com. This is my story. This is my ministry. If I, Brian Glaze Gibbs, can change, anybody can change. Take care of yourself. Love yourself. Go to the doctor. Check yourself out. Here it is. If something is wrong, you need to know. Get the help that you need. Don't put your pride away when it's not necessary. One love.